Good day, class. I know you are struggling in science, but this time I'll be just making some videos because I don't have any time to write anything in my PowerPoint presentation. But then I know that you are doing good. I know that you have been struggling with this one online class, but we will do this one. I know that we can do it. Okay. So when does life truly begin? So you have, I know that you have questions in your mind thinking about this one, right? So this time we'll be going to another subject. I mean, not a subject, another lesson. We'll be talking about the biology. And you can say biology class. It is the study of life, right? It is the study of life, or um, we can see it's that it starts in a certain cell, just the basic unit of life. That means when there is no cell, then there is no life. So when does life truly begin? The life begins when the sperm cell and the egg cells meet together and do the fertilization process and become a zygote, and it becomes you as a human being. So I have here a picture. This is a Louis Brown. I know I do you know this girl? Are you familiar with this one? She is the first lady or the first baby that born in a test tube. So that means he is the first human being or a product of the fetal fertilization. When we say fetal fertilization, it is the process of making such baby when in an using a technology. That means a certain human, or like for example a male, they're get the sperm cell from male or the semen from male, and they're going to get the egg cell from woman, and they're going to inject the sperm cell and the egg cell, and it becomes a human being. And sometimes they get those egg cells, they go the sperm cells, they fertilize those, and they put it in another woman, so or another woman to carry the baby. So that is what we call the vitro fertilization process. What is the advantages of this one? The advantages of this one is um the miscarriage. Like for example, there's a certain female that she cannot handle of doing pregnancy, or she cannot handle to be pregnant, or because of her age, or maybe there's a misfunction in in her uterus. So it is very advantage. But the disadvantage is, according to some myth, that um, the woman is really wanting to experience what is being a mother. So according to them, if you don't have the 9 months pregnant experience, so it's really not a hardship for you to have a baby. So it's like the love and affection from your child is not really high. So anyway, this one is the first visual fertilization. Well, I have a video here for this. Little try to watch the video. Okay, so she is the woman now. So I think for this year, I mean for at this very moment, she already have her family with her, and she is married. And then that was to add on some advantages of having video fertilization is you can choose who is the man you want. Like for example, the sperm cells where it came from. So like if you want a celebrity, if you want a Korean, if you're from any man, so you can get some sperm and shares it's with you. So that's the advantage without any sexual intercourse. So I have a will be so having will be supposed to have a what we call this one to answer some questions or guide questions, but I think I will just post it in a Google Classroom and you're going to answer. Okay, so let's move to what we call the sexual reproductions. So sexual reproductions, we all know that we humans have egg cells and sperm cells. And take note of this one, inside of the cell is what we call the nucleus, right? And then inside of the nucleus, we have the chromosomes. And then, and that is how life works. Inside the chromosomes, we have the genes, which is our genetic copy from our parents. And if you'll be having those sperm cells, or if you're having those sperm cells or egg cells, you can transfer those genetic material to your offspring. So that is why some of the people or um, your child is having a what we call this one same face with you, or there's something a similar thing, like the eyes, the eyebrows, or the what we call the hair. Is it curly or wavy or straight? The skin color. So it is a genetically transferred because of the genes. So when we talk about sexual reproductions, that means sex, or that means there is making of babies or reproducting through two we call this one there's a partner, so there's two human being involved. So aside from the sexual, we say asexual reproduction also the other opposite one, so it has a what we call this one um production of their own. So we'll be talking about this. So we have this one, the male and female reproductive organ, right? So we have the male reproductive about reproductive organ of the male. So this is the penis here, and we have here the testes. So during the process, the male will send the sperm cells to female by through the process of ejaculation, right? Or we can do it through sexual intercourse. So during the ejaculation, those sperm will get inside from the testes going to the epididymis to store, and then going to the seminal vesicles. So when okay, they get this one, the testis is a production of sperm. So after doing the productions, for example, they're starting ejaculating, and then it going to the epididymis. And then go through the urethra here, this urethra, you will swim and out of the penis and go now to the male, female, sorry, to the female, and then female, female's reproductive organ. So it goes into the fallopian tube. So since the egg cell is released from the ovaries, it goes also, it stayed in the fallopian tube. So when the sperms meet the egg cells, it becomes zygote. Then when they become zygote, those the zygote will go into the uterus. And the process is the uterus where the baby is growing. So that's why in the stomach of the female, so it's in the uterus specifically. So when or if there is no sperm going inside of the male, then that means I mean, there's no sperm cells going inside in the female, sorry. That means through the process, the egg cells will break down, the egg cells will destroy and turns out into blood. Okay, so during the production of egg cells, um, the ovaries will send signals to the breast, which is they are going to send signals by the process of this not the process, but then they were going to send hormones or estrogen hormones to the females females breast. So that's why since once released, the egg cell once released is estrogen is the hormone estrogen is released. Okay. If there is no sperm cells made by the egg cells, then this means that the whole process will break, or the estrogen from female will break and turns into blood. And that is now they have the what we call menstruation. So why are the male and female reproductive systems important? They are important plants because they are the one who reproduce our society, our um as us as organism, we're organism. So they are the one who is responsible. So this is why you must take care of your reproductive organ. I have here a video which is the haploid and the diploid. Okay. So okay, we'll talk about cells now. So it's when we talk about cells, cells is a basic unit of life. So when we say diploid cells, these are the cells that is in our body already that are or they are the one that functions except from our reproductive system. These are the cells that like we call muscle cells, um, like what we call the brain cells or the nerve cells or bone cells, what we call the blood cells. So those are the cells that we are be talking about. Those are the diploid cells. When you say haploid cells, that means they are what we call the the cells coming from our reproductive organ, which is the sperm cell and the egg cells. So they are called haploid cells. That means they have 23 chromosomes and chromosomes for the sperm cells and 23 chromosomes for the what you call this one egg cells. So when they combine, there will be 46 chromosomes. That means when they combine, they become diploid cells. Okay, that would be all for today. Goodbye and thank you, guys. If you have questions, just comment down below. Bye.